What's up, everybody? This is Chris from the Weight Warriors podcast. Today we're going to be talking about everybody's favorite subject. We're going to be talking about water. The human body is made up of around 60% or so water. So the majority of what makes you you is actually water. So it's not a surprise when you think about weight loss and you think about a process of your body that water is going to be involved and it's going to be important. Now, water in the body isn't necessarily finite. It fluctuates day to day, hour to hour, based on all kinds of factors. And so that's one of the reasons why it's so important to not necessarily weigh yourself on a daily basis, because just your weight changes in water alone can fluctuate, a good amount. So if you weigh yourself in the morning and then you weigh yourself the next night or whatever, you're looking at two different time periods, you're looking at two different days, two different circumstances entirely, and they're not related or correlated. Since water is so fluid, if you're looking at like a number like weight or things like that, you want to take a more broad approach. Because if you weigh yourself day to day, your weight can fluctuate just based off of your water alone. And that's why it's important to, maybe do it once a week at the most and not worry about what it is day to day. Because after a week, you're going to have those fluctuations, but you're going to see a lot more of the actual fat loss. So the process of how to lose weight, and not necessarily how to lose weight, but how do you actually physically lose weight? When you lose 5 pounds, you don't magically just see this 5 pound of fat just kind of flop off you and is gone. And that is because when the fat is broken down and it's being eliminated, then it's being carried out by the water. So it leaves your body through your urine. And that's why when they talk about weight loss, they talk about drinking water. It talks about, being well hydrated and how important that is. And that's because that's literally how the weight goes away. I've seen something over the times that I've gone to the gym that I think is kind of odd, and I'm guessing it comes from a place of maybe ignorance or just not understanding how the process works. But every once in a while I'll see somebody at the gym who's, obviously trying to lose weight, and they'll be in there with their sweater, they'll have their hood up, they'll be wearing sweatpants or multiple layers, and they're just sitting there like running and doing all this stuff to sweat, and basically just to expel sweat. Now, most of sweat, not surprisingly, is water, and the reason why you sweat is so your body can cool down. When it goes to the surface, it evaporates, which causes a cooling effect, which keeps your body at the right temperature. And so I see people who are at the gym and they're just sweating. They're obviously trying to sweat more than they should, or their body naturally would. And so this goes back to what I said before. The amount of water in your system can change the weight. So they are losing water when they're doing that. But the thing about the water, while it's not finite, generally your body tries to, be at homeostasis. It tries to just be cool and, just not deficient, not excessive in anything. And so, as long as you're hydrated and all that stuff, your water content's, generally not going to fluctuate all that much. So what I'm saying is you can go to the gym, you can put all your sweat stuff on, you can just sweat and go crazy, just soak that sweater, and then if you look at the scale, you're going to notice, you lost some weight. But that weight is going to come right back as soon as you start drinking water and fluids. It's not something that is actual weight loss. You're not losing fat, you're just losing water. So I think that's where a lot of that comes from, is maybe a misunderstanding of how you actually lose weight. It's not the sweat that comes off you. That has nothing to do with your weight loss on a permanent level. It's all about that water. It's all about the urine and making sure that you're hydrated. The good rule of thumb is that your urine is as clear as it can be. Like they say, slightly yellow or whatever is fine, but you want to make sure that you're getting it so it's clear as you can. So, it's something to really pay attention to, especially if you are exercising and you're losing weight. You want to make sure that you are staying hydrated. The other thing that I've been seeing a lot lately are these like detox drinks or detox teas. And you see like a celebrity on Instagram saying, oh, here's this product. This is gotta get in shape and lose a couple of those extra pounds. And then there's a couple of things that go along with that. And the first, which goes back to the very beginning, you gotta watch for motivations for people who are advertising weight loss. Generally, if they're trying to sell you something, it's not the right way to go. If they're trying to sell you a product, they're going to sell you this book, this plan, this diet, whatever. They're doing that to make money. Plain and simple. You may see some results from some of it, but you may end up doing more harm than good. And with these drinks, what they actually do is make you have diarrhea. So speaking of another way to lose excessive amounts of water, that is definitely one of them. And so what they're selling is this product that will make you probably lose a couple of pounds. If you look at the scale, you'll be like, wow, I'm losing this weight. But again, that's water weight. And it's going to come back as soon as you drink, as soon as you get hydrated. And it's not any kind of permanent solution. So you need to look at why somebody is telling you something and what are they trying to gain from it. In these cases of these celebrities, they have a lot of money. They probably pay somebody to tell them what to eat. They probably have a personal trainer that has a program for them to work out. So, they don't even think about it. They just show up. They are like, all right, do this, and then they do that. They're not using this product that they're trying to sell, and it played absolutely zero part in how they look. So I wanted to emphasize the importance of water, as well as warn you about some things out there that I've seen that can be potentially dangerous and not healthy and basically a scam. So hopefully, you can avoid some of that stuff as well. Now, there actually is a celebrity that I would endorse, and her name is Jamila Jamil. She's plays Tahani on The Good Place. If you haven't seen that show, love it. Highly recommend that show. It's really good. But she is somebody who is normally the person that's in this kind of situation that would be selling this stuff to you. She's a person in a position of power, per se, somebody with influence. And she's, really fighting these kinds of misconceptions. And she's really, really going after a bunch of really important issues about health and body image and women and how they're treated and just all this wonderful thing. So I just wanted to give her a shout out because she is somebody who is using their status for something positive, which seems to be very rare these days. So that brings me to my personal update. This last week or two. Man, it's been like 2.5 weeks. I just have not been feeling good. And it's been physically pretty rough. So I haven't been able to go to the gym or play basketball or anything like that in a few weeks now. And I'm instead just kind of focusing on my eating and making sure that I'm making good choices and staying within my calories, while my body is kind of revolting. I don't know what else, but it's just been a rough couple of weeks as far as feeling good, and I've just been trying to focus on making sure I'm getting enough sleep and stuff, which is something that I normally neglect. So I'm trying to make a bunch of changes and trying to do good and all that stuff. And so, when life hands you lemons, you make lemonade or something. So that's what I've been focused on. And I'm hoping to get back to the gym hopefully by next week and get back into it. And I may end up having to go back and redo week 2 of the Couch to 5K, which isn't a problem. That's the nice thing about it, is you can always go back a step or a week and start there, and it's not a big deal. So I appreciate you guys listening. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'm on social media. You can visit our website at thewarriorsnetwork.com. Feel free to leave me a comment. Tell me your story. Tell me your challenges, your struggles. I would love to answer and talk about those things in a future podcast. But I've been Chris, and together we can do more. Until next time.